What's up, guys? It's your boy Triple G coming back with another video. We're grinding away at Dark Nemesis, but I wanted to speak with you specifically about the different classes. I know some of you guys might have downloaded the game or are new to the game and are worried about picking the perfect class. So we are going to go over some of the different classes, and spoiler alert, don't worry, at level 80, you can change your class for free. And even after that, you have to pay a little, but you can still change your class. So it's going to be okay. Let's discuss some of the different options. If you guys are new to the channel, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Let's get into the video, guys. First up, guys, let's talk about Assassin. So Assassin, super cool picture right here. I love the graphics on this game. We have Assassin that is really a heavy damage person. Not a lot of mobility, not a lot of range from like distance and stuff like that, but get in there, do a lot of sustained damage, okay? So his first and primary when you enter the game skill or player set, I should say, is Flash Killer, all right? And you can see the damage really high, survivability, burst, range, mobility, all pretty low, right? As you progress, we unlock the next one, which is the Shadow Slayer. Now, the damage comes down a little bit, but look at that survivability. That survivability is almost like the Warrior when he was very first. I mean, very high on the survivability, in my opinion. But the burst, look at that, 4. Still, not a lot of range, more mobility, but a lot of burst, heavy fire, and heavy survivability. So this is a really, really good combo right here. This middle one is very, very good. The next one we have is Venom Ninja. Venom Ninja. And the damage still down a little bit more from this one. The survivability also down. You can see that the burst is even down, but we pick up some more mobility and a little bit more range. So it's up to you as to, whether or not you want to play in the middle of something, really up and close in battles or whatever, or you want to play backed off, or maybe if another class is better for you, if you like to play, the range game or whatever. But those are the 3 classes. Let's go ahead and check out some of these animations. They show you each animation. I think they look pretty cool. Let's look at the Shadow Slayer. So definitely very zippy. I like it. I like the Shadow Slayer. I think that's a very, very good skill to play. I really like the fact that the survivability is pretty high right there. And then Flash Killer. So this is the one when you very first enter the game, kind of flashy, zippy, but very high damage. So even though the survivability is horrible, very, very down there, the damage is crazy high, guys. Very, very high. All right. Next up, guys, we're going to be talking about the Warrior. The Warrior, guys, is a good all-around player. I really like it. This is the one I personally chose. However, I'm not going to say that it's the absolute best, but, I'm a little biased because I like the Warrior. I think it's super strong or whatever. But his first skill, as you can see, is Hell Pioneer. Now, this is when you enter the game very, early on, a lot of damage. Look at that, all the way up high in the damage, just like Assassin. But their survivability, 4 bars on the survivability. So really good to be able to get in there. Even if you don't know how to play the game, you can stay for a little while, have some health and not die so quickly. The burst is at 3.5, which is okay. The range and mobility, meh. Once again, it's an up close and personal type class, and that's what it is. The next class we have is Furious Destroyer, all right? And Furious Destroyer is one where it's like, hey, we're going to have more action, more burst, more mobility, faster, not just clunking around and being slow, but we're also going to sacrifice some survivability and damage, and it is what it is. It definitely, from me playing it, I've played the different classes, and I'm telling you, when I was in Furious Destroyer, I died quite a lot. The damage wasn't there, the survivability. Yes, it moved a lot faster, but I went back to Hell Pioneer because it just did really good on the damage and the survivability was good. Now, The last stage we though have light Ashura, and this one is very tanky. So like if you're playing with people that have a high damage output and you want to, guard or protect and you just want the survivability, this is definitely there. Damage is way down, but survivability is the most out of any other class that you can get. Totally maxed out. Burst, range, and mobility, just absolute garbage. It takes all of it away. This is the tankiest of the tank, and that's exactly what it's for. It's just for healing, because that's exactly what the skills do. They just heal. So it's very, very high on the survivability. Next up, guys, we are going to talk about Gunslinger. As Gunslinger is one of the best classes, arguably. Most players that have been playing for a while, Mage is a heavy skill set, but a lot of people are really liking Gunslinger. Everybody's talking about it. It might even be a little bit broken, but Gunslinger is definitely talked about more than anything. I've thought about going the Gunslinger. I've been sticking with Warrior because I like the tanky, the up close. I like to be, in the middle of the battle, but Gunslinger is crazy. However, Gunslinger is a little bit farther off, so it's more of a ranged player. Not as far as like the Mage per se, but it is a ranged player. So when you get into the game, the first one you have is Cyber Pedal, okay? You can see the damage crazy high, survivability, just like Assassin, just absolute garbage. But look at the range. The range is super high at 4 bars. It is crazy good. Has a decent burst and mobility as well, but the range is really, really good. The next one up that we unlock is Enchanted Rose. And this is where it gets interesting, okay, guys? Because the damage goes down a little bit, but look at the burst and the mobility. They just go all the way up. This one has crazy mobility, super fast, hard to get to. It's just amazing. So burst, range, and mobility, absolutely amazing in this class. Absolute Zero, I actually am pretty interested about this. It looks kind of well-rounded. I haven't played Gunslinger, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. But look at this. Damage is down, but survivability at 4 bars. That's pretty good for something that, is supposed to be kind of weak, but heavy on the, fast side, back off, range type player. So really good survivability. The burst still really good. The range really good. And the mobility is decent or whatever. So this class right here looks very, very interesting. Okay. I would probably play this class, but I haven't tried every single one of them. Anyway, next up, guys, and the last one is the Mage. The Mage, guys, is one of the first things that you see, like when you get into the game and it pops up, the different classes or whatever, it's going to show the Mage. Mage, though, is a very, very, for experienced players. And the reason I say that is because you can't really get up in the middle of stuff. You can die super easy. It takes a lot of experience when you need to back off, get close, how to play with other players. But I do think that the Mage can be super amazing. And by that, it's because of her healing. So a lot of players who know how, that play with other players, especially when we're in alliance, playing against other alliances, like, it's super important to be able to heal some of your guys in the battle. So those guys that are weaker, like Gunslinger or Assassin or something like that, that might be just a little bit weaker, people with the Mage, they're going to heal. So first one up is Scarlet Queen. You can see the burst is out of this world on that one, and the damage, survivability, range, and mobility are kind of lacking there. Then we have Warp Majesty. Now, Warp Majesty gets really interesting because look at the survivability at 3.5 bars. That's pretty good for a Mage. The damage is sacrificed a little bit, but still pretty high at 4.5, but the mobility is super high. So we're no longer bursting crazy, but we're super fast. And now we have a little bit more, survivability. Cosmic Goddess, definitely good. Look at this. Survivability is way high, mobility really high, but we're no longer doing a lot of damage. So, it's like a trade-off. It's like, do I survive more and try to heal people, to help them out, some of the people that can have more damage, or do I play my weak side with more damage, and less burst and, try to do good? To me, Mage is one of those that somebody is going to have to really sit down, be careful, and learn what to do. But is a great supporter, you need a good mage. You need many good mages. Mages are super important. As with all four classes are important, but you definitely, one of the best things about this class is about the healing and about, doing damage from afar. I think that's super important with the mage. So what will you guys choose? Will you choose the assassin? Will you choose the warrior, the gunslinger, or the mage? Let me know in the comments down below. See you next time, guys.